In this example, we don't know a ratio. We know an angle, but we don't know the side opposite it. We know that side, but we don't know that angle. And equally, we know that side, but we don't know that angle. We don't know a ratio. So we need to use the cosine rule. If we look at the cosine rule, and here it is, and think about what it's saying to us, that will help us to use it. If you look in the textbook, you might well see this cosine rule written down in three forms. One to find side A, one to find side B, and one to find side C. I don't think that's necessary. All you need to do is remember it in one form, or use it in one form. It's set up to find side A. So all I do is label the angle that I'm given, angle A, and the side I'm after, side A. So that's A, effectively, in this formula. And that's A. And if you look at it, this angle assumes that we know, this rule assumes we know the angle opposite the one we're after, the one that we're after. If we don't know that angle, well, actually, if you think about it, that means we can use the sine rule because we would know one of the ratios. So the cosine rule is set up if we're after a side where we know the angle opposite it. So to be able to use the cosine rule, you do need to know the angle opposite the side you're after. And you need to know the other two sides, B and C. It doesn't matter which one you call B and which one you call C. So to be able to use the cosine rule, you do need to know the angle opposite the one you're after and the other two sides. If you only knew one of the sides, you wouldn't be able to use the cosine rule or the sine rule. You'd have to think of another way to try and find out the information you need. But now we can use it. So it doesn't matter which side we call B and which side we call C. B is 10, C is 12, or the other way around. We just need to know the other two sides. So we just put in the information now. A squared equals B squared, well, let's call that 10, plus C squared, minus 2 times the other two sides, 2 times 10 times 12, times the cosine of the angle, 40 degrees. And the beauty of this now is that we can just plug it straight into the calculator, remembering one or two key things. One is we're in degrees on the calculator, and the other thing is this tells us not A but A squared. So A is in fact the square root of all this lot. So I can do this on the calculator. And that's literally what I type into the calculator, and out would come the answer. So I'll just pause while you do that. We get A equals 7.76. So the cosine rule, actually, although it looks complicated, is very easy to use. We do need this information. To be able to use it, we need to know the angle opposite the one we're interested in, plus the other two sides. And if you haven't got that information, you can't use it. So it's easy. You've got all the information, just plug it in, and out comes the answer.